Good morning from Chicago. Somewhere in Chicago. I ain't gonna be up here sharing my locations like Lil Baby and Lil Durk and Meek and them. I'm not gonna be sharing locations, but I'm in Chicago. That's the only thing you need to know. South side of Chicago somewhere. Joseph Gregory, Chris Rouse,
That's
Joey
me.
Joe. Episode number 25 of y'all waking up with it on this morning, on this beautiful morning, on the eve of the beginning of March Madness. How you doing? By the way, how was the weekend? Everything great? Everything good?
I had a lovely weekend. Shout out to my lovely significant other and her beautiful face. We had a great
Oh,
weekend. That's
oh,
why I didn't listen to no new music. But I for damn
oh,
sure watched the selection show. I even told her, I said, "Hey
oh.
baby, 5 o'clock. I gotta know where they playing." And she said, "All right, that's cool. As long as I get the other hours in the day." So that worked out.
Oh, that's a great compliment.
Usually
That
how
sounds
that
like
go. That's usually how that go.
okay. That's a beautiful compliment. A beautiful compliment.
Yeah. And she sat there and watched it with. She sat there and watched it with me. She sat there and watched it with me. Let me drop my little goofy thoughts on Michigan. When I saw they was in the bracket, she was like, "All right." She didn't know what I was
That,
talking about, but
that
she
ain't
just sat
that
there and watched with me.
that ain't happening in my household. But I do know one thing: Thursday and Friday night, I got to stay up late to watch whatever game starting at 8:50. It's got to happen. 9:15. You coming to bed? No, I'm not coming. I'm not even sleepy yet. I'm wired. I'm be wired. I'm be watching the game. Be wired.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Some of the news of the day from yesterday. Tom Brady is it his his retirement didn't even make it to NFL free agency. Okay, he didn't even make it to NFL free agency. You know
Didn't
what
even make
happened?
it.
His ass went to go watch the Man United match over the weekend. Saw Ronaldo. I mean, he one of the best still doing. I'm coming back. My place is not in the stands. I can't. He was watching the game. He's like, man, I should be out there kicking the ball, but I can't kick. I can throw it, so I need to get out here and throw it. So Tom Brady unretires. He's back for unfinished business. He said LFG. We know what that means. I don't want to do too much unnecessary cursing, but that's what he said. He's got one of his guys back with him. Is Preston Smith signs an extension to stay with the Packers. Brian Hoyer
Wait,
staying with
what? Preston Smith, where?
Brian staying with the Packers.
Oh, he's staying with the Pack. Okay, I thought.
Staying with the
So wait,
Packers.
who did Brady get back? Because you said Brady got one of his. He got somebody back.
Oh, I should have said Rodgers. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
I was like, okay. That's
I'm
what
sorry
threw me
about
off. I
that.
was like, wait, what? I was like, wait,
Brian
what?
Hoyer staying with the Pats. Preston Smith staying with Aaron Rodgers. He was
Yeah.
always, everybody was worried about the 200 million he was going to get back, so he does get back Preston Smith. Little baseball news: Yankees acquire Isaiah Keener Fella and Josh Donaldson.
No, you
The
did. No,
Twins.
time out. Time out.
What's wrong?
No, you didn't. No, you didn't headline that with Isaiah.
No. Now look, I'm
Because you
not. I
know that's
didn't.
not who they headlined that with.
Josh Donaldson is the headliner. That's just the order I read. That's just the order they got it in. I'm sorry.
Nah, I
That's how I
feel you.
read it. And also another baseball is Nelson Cruz. Big bet gonna be. The DH is in both leagues now. He's gonna join the Nationals.
Ooh, that's a nice pickup.
Very nice pickup. And that's all the news I got right now. We'll say the Kirk Cousins extension for our little NFL stuff or whatever. Kirk Cousins got. I bet he got a house like Cliff Kingsbury probably.
Man, he got paid.
He gotta have the best. He gotta have one of the best agents in the NFL.
Man, he got
I
paid.
don't know who's that. I have to look that up after the show. I see who his agent is. But we are here. Student
Game
City Gang.
manager, man.
Platinum Blend. Um, gotta give. I got a couple. We got to give it to LeBron James.
Yeah, man. That was my
He
only
now
platinum
has
brand, bro.
he now
That's my
has
only
ten
platinum brand.
thousand over 10,000 assists. He now is the only player with 30,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, and now 10,000 assists. As he got his second assist, I believe, in the first quarter yesterday, as the Suns demolished the Lakers, 140 to 111, I believe. What is Frank Vogel doing? I mean, I looked at the starters he had. Let me say, damn, he just he had FanDuel now. He on some Calvin Ridley stuff now. He started LeBron James and Stanley Johnson for the front line. Really?
Was that you? Was that you that I said I think Frank Vogel might get fired at the end of the season? Was that you I told that to? Or was that
It
Ryan?
probably it probably was you. I don't know. You probably ain't right. You probably ain't lying.
Yeah, because I
I
honestly
mean,
do at this
heads gonna
point I
roll.
think It was. Oh, you know what? It was Christopherson because I was with him.
Okay.
By the way, shout out to him because I saw Iowa won yesterday in the Big Ten title.
Yeah, we was going back and forth on Twitter. Yeah. Shout out to them.
But I was talking to him at IIT the other day. We was doing some volleyball. We was talking about the Lakers, and I was like, man, I could see Frank Vogel getting fired at the end of this year, man. But you know, who do you go with? David Finsdale? Is it Finsdale if you fire Vogel? Because I mean, you know, remember when they hired Vogel, we thought Jason Kidd was going to be the replacement, and now he's in Dallas. So
yeah, it'll be somebody.
It's not looking too good for Frank Vogel. It's not looking too good for Frank Vogel, especially now they're like 10 under going into the last month.
It's not looking good for none of the Lakers right now.
Yeah, none.
I like the kid Reeves. I like Reeves, but other than I don't know about anybody else.
And you know how I feel about Austin Reeves? He's like Jody Meeks when the Lakers. Remember when Jody Meeks was like the best player on the Lakers a few years ago? like when Kobe was hurt and Jody Meeks was like their best player for like a few months.
Right.
Like that's how I feel about Austin Reeves, man.
Not Anthony Davis, not Russell Westbrook, not Carmelo Anthony. He's the Robin to LeBron's Batman.
Basically, like I feel like Austin Reeves is like the most consistent Laker next to LeBron. like how it was Caruso. It was Caruso a few years ago. Like it's always somebody else. It's never like who it should be.
I'm gonna tell you one thing about Alex Caruso. Got jewelry and pop champagne with him. Austin Reeves ain't gonna do that. He's not gonna be able to do that. My other platinum blend was for Buzz Williams. He was talking about that in the chat when he was in the chat on Saturday. Me, you, and Justin, whatever. What he was just talking about his Texas A&M squad, which fell short of the SEC title yesterday, losing to Tennessee, and then not getting a bid to the NCAA. But he was just talking about the NCAA gives you 6 days a week to work. He said you got to take 1 day off. He was talking about how they had to play an extra game against Florida and all that, and why they were still playing, why they didn't look fatigued, didn't look tired. So he told them sometimes you got to do more to prove to people, and we get the opportunity to do more. Now, where we're going to be seated, are we going to make the tournament? We can't control that. Only thing we can control is the opportunity when we play these people.
Yeah.
He said, is Florida better than us? Probably, but we get the opportunity to play. He said, is Auburn better than us? Yeah, they probably are, but we get the opportunity to play.
Probably.
Arkansas better than us? Probably.
Hell
but
yeah.
we get the opportunity to play.
Man, the last two teams are hell yeah. Hell yeah, they better.
And they had the opportunity to play, and they got out there and they beat those teams, even though they came up short yesterday against Tennessee. But just the message he was sending about just, man, sometimes you got to work hard, you got to grind this thing out. You know, Texas A&M is trying to pull that old Virginia Tech thing. Virginia Tech's still in bids. I watched the Richmond and Davidson game yesterday.
Yeah, Richmond stole a bid.
I was watching that while I was at the laundromat yesterday with my wife. They stole a bid. They stole a bid at the end.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, beating Fresno was just big games.
When we get to those bracket, when we get to the tournament, which actually held right now, I'll talk a little bit more about some of the things I saw because I actually saw the interview that the committee, one of the guys from the committee, Burnett, he had a talk with Andy Katz, and I saw some of that, and he laid it out. He laid it out right. Notre Dame was the last team in. Notre Dame was the last team into the field. So Notre Dame got in. Notre Dame was the last team in.
Notre Dame, Rutgers, Wyoming, Indiana. Wyoming and Indiana are both 12s. Going to fight to move on. And, man, it was going down, man, this weekend. It was going down all, man. You just saw bubbles busting. All kind of things happening.
Ooh, I love it, man. This is why I love it, man. This is why I love it.
The unpredictability. And we are now here. I have the bracket actually in front of me. Shout out to Texas Southern against Texas A&M Corpus Christi.
Hey, go Justin. Hey, go Justin's alma mater, man. Go Justin's alma mater. Let's go Texas Southern, man.
Texas Southern. Okay, we're gonna root for Texas Southern just cause.
In that first four. I'm gonna root for him in that first four.
Just cause.
Just cause.
All right, the bracket's out. Yeah, like I say, the bracket's out. So,
all right, what region you want to start with? Because I got them on graphics, so let's match up here.
I see South Dakota State. I see what region is that? That's the Midwest. We can start with the Midwest. I see the Midwest up there.
Okay.
Iowa is very sexy. I'm too sexy for this girl. Too sexy for after what they just did through with the Big Ten tournament. They got to be a very sexy pick. Keegan Murray, one of the best scorers in the nation. We just saw like the role players though, Toussaint, Perkins, and watching everybody make big shots besides him yesterday.
Yeah,
making huge contributions. I could see Iowa getting to the Sweet 16. I don't know if they would have enough to beat potentially Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think this is the tough. I think this is the toughest region right here.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Midwest is the hardest region because when I looked at this bracket, I was like, honestly, dude, anybody 1 through 14 probably, well, not 14 because that's Colgate, but 1 through 13 probably could win this region.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of the way the matchups look. Like Kansas, I got Kansas going to the Sweet 16, but I could see South Dakota State beating Providence. I could see Providence
see that.
blowing them out.
I could definitely see that.
I could see Iowa losing to Richmond because Richmond as a 12 seed always wins somehow. So it's like the only like I can see a whole lot of things happening here. But I'm gonna go with Kansas. Kansas Providence is my Sweet 16 up top.
Yeah. I don't know about Providence. I think is gonna have a tough time, like you say, with South Dakota State. South Dakota State is one of the better 3-point shooting teams in the nation. I think they shoot like 44% from 3-point range, which is always an equalizer here. I love what Nate Watson does down low for Providence. I really wasn't up on the dude till I got to watching the Big East. Like, damn, who's gonna stop him? When they get who gonna really stop him? And I love what Bynum does off the bench for them. Is like being a great 6-man. But
I trust
Auburn.
I trust Coach Cooley.
Yeah, Coach Cooley is a great coach. Auburn is very interesting because their 3-point shooting has been kind of off, but we know inside what they do with Kessler swatting shots. Jabari Smith has been on like he's had a great season, but they guard sometimes can get a little skittish, sort of like how they did against Texas A&M. They're gonna have to make some outside shots to loosen defenses up. Starting off with Jacksonville State, who you gave remember Bellarmine is the reason why they got in. And now they're going against Auburn.
Right, because Bellarmine is transitioning is the reason why they in the tournament.
So Auburn better have it together. I love the football matchup. How about this football matchup? This would have been about 15 years ago, USC and Miami.
Miami 17. I saw that. Honestly, that's probably that's my favorite matchup in this region, honestly, next to Richmond and Iowa, because I think those two games, those would probably be the two best games. But I think the most intriguing matchup in this region, that 6-11 matchup. How is LSU gonna do with Will Wade getting fired literally 2 days ago?
That's tough. And you also losing this one of his assistants too, Armstrong. So that's gonna be really tough. I don't see them beating Iowa State with all that.
I don't either.
All that. But I think whoever wins that football game between USC and Miami, they might have a chance to pop Auburn in that region.
But I agree with you. I'm gonna go with Miami in that game, but I'm gonna tell you this: I'm gonna go with Wisconsin to win the bottom. I got Wisconsin winning the bottom of this bracket. Shout out Iowa State. Shout out George Condit IV. His dad was my high school football coach, so shout out to them. Shout out to Iowa State making it to the tournament.
Bloodline.
But
your athletic career.
Man. It's finally hitting my career. I think he might have been at our football practice. G4 might have been at our football practice a few times actually when I was younger. But I'm gonna go with damn, I lost it that quick. Wisconsin. I'm gonna go with Wisconsin, man. I like Johnny Davis. I just think and when you look at the bottom of this region, I think they're the most well-rounded team. I can see Wisconsin versus Auburn, and I can see that going to like overtime. But I'm gonna go with Wisconsin to get to the Elite Eight, and they'll play Kansas. Wisconsin's Kansas.
I can see that. I can see it. Yeah. Man, I don't know. Now, if I have Auburn against Wisconsin, I would probably go with Wisconsin just because of the lineage and what Wisconsin normally does around this time. I would probably pick Kansas to get out of a very, very tough Midwest. I love Abachi. If Iowa can't pop Kansas in that Sweet 16, I could see them probably getting our way to the 4 in that region.
I'm with you on that. I'm gonna pick Kansas. I got Kansas, Wisconsin, but I'm gonna tell you. This region is the one most ripe for an upset. Like Richmond over Iowa, 9/8. 9/8 might get real. Iowa State might send LSU home. Miami might beat USC. Jacksonville State might give Auburn a run for their money. Colgate, it might come down to the wire rules. Like this whole region could get a little bit real. But I'm gonna go with Kansas, Wisconsin. I'm gonna go with Kansas, Wisconsin.
I mean, Wisconsin. I will say this about their first 2 rounds. You're playing in Milwaukee.
Playing at home. I saw that it's a lot of teams playing basically at home. Some of these
doesn't Kentucky always go to Indianapolis if they're going to have a run? If Kentucky's going to really make a run, don't they always get sent to Indianapolis?
Man, Kansas is my pick too. I'm going with Kansas to win the Midwest.
Next region, what you want to do next, sir? you got coming up next? We're gonna do South, we're gonna do East,
Let's
we're gonna do West.
let's go with the number one. Let's get the number one seed. Let's get Gonzaga in.
Get Gonzaga in the
Number one.
West.
Get Gonzaga in
Gonzaga.
there.
Drew Timme. Drew Timme is back. Nimbrand is a great point guard.
Yeah.
I got the man name on the tip of my tongue. I've been saying it all day about the big freshman. It's gonna be the
Holmgren?
number 3.
Chet Holmgren?
Chet Holmgren. I don't know how I think about Mike. I don't know how I forgot about Chet. Chet Holmgren. He gotta be the best player I've never ever seen named Chet. He can do a little bit of
I
everything.
can't lie, he is. What about Chet Walker? Maybe, but I wouldn't have lied.
Yeah, I was. That's a little bit before my time. Also, I might have been like,
I wouldn't lie for that. So
I might have been going Google Gaga then, so I don't really know about him. Gonzaga, man. Memphis is interesting. I watched them play a little bit. Jalen Duren inside. I don't know if they're gonna be able to have enough guard play or whatever to hang with Gonzaga. If they can get some threes with Quinones and everybody, they can do that. They might can hang with Gonzaga and try to put a scare into them. I see you got your WAC team here in New Mexico State taking on UConn.
And I'm picking them too. I'm picking them to beat UConn. I'm picking Teddy Allen, Serge Jabari Rice, Chris Jans in New Mexico State to get the win over UConn. They only got one really, really bad loss this season, and I was in the building for it. And I think they're gonna atone for it here against UConn in the tournament. They'll get out the first round, but I think they're gonna run into that Razorback buzzsaw.
I like UConn in that, and I don't know about Arkansas. Now Arkansas might be right for upset. I love Arkansas. I love the team. J.D. Note. I love what they do inside with Williams and everything. But hey, I watched Vermont Saturday morning. Ryan Davis is for real. The kid Shabango is for real. Ryan Davis going inside outside against that Arkansas front line. That might be the upset that I picked with the Catamount.
Hey, remember last week? I don't remember if we was on here or SOTG, but I was like, man, Arkansas is one of the teams that I think is a sleeper. It's just a matter of where they match up. I think Vermont is a favorable matchup for them, especially after their early loss in the SEC tournament. And then you'll probably get New Mexico State off the upset. So I think Arkansas is in a good spot. The problem for them is going to be who they play in the Sweet 16, because I think it's going to be Gonzaga-Memphis. And Gonzaga-Memphis in that second round, and I got Gonzaga going against Arkansas in the Sweet 16.
You also got another one of my sleepers that I talked about last week in that region with Alabama at 6. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's gonna be scary. It's gonna be scary hours whenever they got to take on Rutgers or Notre Dame. Whoever survive that match.
You better hope Ron Harper don't make it. You better hope Harper don't make it, dog.
man. And just Notre Dame style still. You know, they say styles make fights. I don't know if Alabama, like I said, they can beat anybody in the country with that talent, and they can lose with anybody with just not playing together. So that's going to be a very, very interesting matchup to see. First of all, who they going to play, but then, man, they going to have to make some shots.
The bottom of this region is interesting to me because I think Texas Tech is the wild card because they played some teams tough all year. Like I remember the overtime war they had with Kansas. They've had some really good wins, but like, it's a big question mark about that 7-10 between Michigan State, Davidson. Like, which team are you getting out of either one of them damn teams? Like, I saw Davidson lose yesterday. I don't know much about Michigan State, man. Their guard play is inconsistent. I don't know much about them. This is like one of the most unknown Tom Izzo teams I've seen in a long time. And I mean, it don't really matter. It really don't matter. It really don't matter because they both, whoever it is going to lose to Duke. But, whoever it is, I got Duke going on. I got Duke and Gonzaga in the Elite Eight. I'm
leaning toward Davidson. I think Duke is going to have to be super motivated now. You lose to Virginia Tech, try to get the last ACC title for Coach K. After losing the last game, they got to be super motivated. Banchero's a monster. Kills is great. They got to be motivated. You have to play together.
I like Moore and Roach. Roach. You just don't know. You just don't know. It's like one of them plays good, the other one plays bad. It's like they never play good at the same time. It's the weirdest thing, bro. They better
get playing. Y'all better stop getting on one accord now because we here. We here now. We here now. So they're going to have to get it together. If they don't get it together, they can get popped by a team like Davidson. Davidson come out with them threes like they can. They didn't really shoot the ball as capable of shooting yesterday against Richmond, but they shoot the ball like they can. They can beat anybody, but I'm going to say Duke. Duke should get to the Sweet 16 in this region. Duke and Gonzaga, wow. Duke beat Gonzaga early this year. Zag's gonna be looking for some payback. Can they get it?
My answer is no, because I'm picking Duke to win this region. At the beginning of the year, my final 4 picks were Gonzaga, Duke, Texas, and the field. Well, obviously I can't have Gonzaga and Duke because they got to play each other. So I'm gonna go with Duke to win this region, and I'm gonna have Kansas in the Midwest. So Kansas Midwest, Duke out the West.
I mean, can we just have a 3-on-3 if they do get? Can we just have like Holmgren, Timmy, and then Brand like against Williams, Banchero, Keels or still?
Yeah.
Can we just do that?
Nah, hey, I'd be for it.
I say if they play each other again, I'm gonna go with Gonzaga. I'm gonna say Gonzaga gets their revenge if they play me.
I thought
because you already got the respect. You got the respect. I mean, if a team already beat you, that don't scare you already. I mean, damn, So.
And they kind of mentioned like on the selection show yesterday. Hey man, is Gonzaga ever gonna be the damn bride? Like, are they ever gonna be the damn bride? And I thought this would be the year, but not with Duke in their region. I'm going with Duke. I'm going with Duke.
I'm gonna go with the Zags. Let's go with the South, man.
Let's go to the South. I'm out South. We out South.
One thing about Arizona, so like in their glory days and their heydays, they always ended up starting off in the South. Always. Talk about NBA size with 3 7-footers led by Chris Okolo. Talk about not Benedict Arnold, but Benedict Mathurin.
Mm-hmm.
Easily one of the best guards in the game. It might have to play Wright State. We know Wright State from the Horizon.
Tanner Holden.
Tanner and Tyler. I was listening to a little bit of Hood in them this morning. I'm on point with Jay Hood. Horizon League champ, and they only get a 16 seed against Bryant.
Right, that was garbage. Like, here, look, let's talk about this. Mm-hmm. I'm against putting conference champions in the first 4. Stop doing that. Put a large, I understand, you gotta have the 16s go at it, but it's like, come on, dude. Wright State was the Horizon League champ. Like, why are they? I understand putting Bryant there. Like, if anything, this should be Jacksonville State versus somebody. This should be like Bryant versus Jacksonville State, not Wright State. Come on, man.
And another thing about this, I also was expecting when they said Gonzaga was the number 1 seed, right? So I was expecting whoever came out of one of these 16 seed matchups to have to play Gonzaga. And they said, they're gonna play Arizona. But Bryant, they got the kid Kiss, the leading scorer on the leading scores. Peter Kiss, not Jada Kiss, but Peter Kiss. I don't know how many people call him Jada. You think?
Yo, P Kiss.
He can flat out he can flat out score. But hopefully, I guess this is our last Horizon League game, even though they're in the Valley now. I might root for Wright State in this game. Seton Hall, TCU, very defensive minded, coming out the Big 12. Seton Hall with the great Seton Hall has got a nice amount of guards there. Good balance. I don't know who's gonna win that game, but I don't even think it matters because I think Arizona's gonna wash whoever get to the Sweet 16. A little bit lower in the bracket. Houston is very interesting. Watch them win that title yesterday. We got some Fabian Whites coming along. Edwards at their guard spot.
Before you mention the 4-13 matchup in this region, which is Illinois Chattanooga. I remember what Seth Davis said yesterday. He was, the first thing out of his mouth, Chattanooga to the Sweet 16. I hate to disappoint him because I got Illinois winning this region. I got Illinois winning this whole damn region. This region is wide open. I think this is the most wide open region you'll find in this tournament. Oh yeah, and the Michigan team is there. They're there. The first game on Thursday, they're there. All right. Well, let me tell you this. I told you I was watching this with my significant other, right?
Yeah, you did.
This is probably the biggest reaction I had out of any team named in the tournament. When I saw Michigan got named, I was like, what the hell? How the hell are they going to the tournament? At 17-14, coach slapping people, early exits in the tournament. But hey, strength of loss, strength of win, strength of schedule, strength of law, strength of schedule, strength of conference, strength of something. They got in, bro. Strength of slap. I don't know. They in there, bro.
Strength of slap. I guess you would have to ask him, who's that? Haberkoff or whatever his name is. He's the one, so you would have to ask him about the strength of the slap.
Krabbenhoff.
Krabbenhoff. Tennessee a little bit underseeded to be an SEC champ at 3.
Nah, they're where they should be. I don't have a problem with any of the 2s that got in there. Everybody that got in as a 2 should have been a 2.
I know how much you love EJ Liddell's got to deal with Loyola.
He gonna get eliminated by Loyola. Upset. I got Loyola in the 10-7, upsetting Ohio State.
Colin Gillespie has to be like one of the top two or three point guards, I think, in the nation, just pure point guards. When I've been came back for his 5th year, I think Villanova is very sneaky. Well, they can't be sneaky at the 2. I could see them getting to the Elite 8. It's like you said, it's a wide open region at the bottom. The Illinois-Arizona rematch potential. You know, Arizona won earlier this year, 88-79 early. It's in San Antonio. You know, Arizona still wants to atone for that the comeback years ago with D. Brown.
Hey, but Illinois wants to atone for last year and that Big Ten tournament exit last week. So I think Illinois got the chip. They're the typical chip on the shoulder team this year. That's why I got them winning this region. It'll be Illinois Nova.
I will be rooting for Illinois. I don't think they're going to beat Arizona. And I will be rooting hard for them, but I just don't think they're going to. I'm going to be rooting. I don't know if they're going to be able to beat Arizona because, you know, my man Joe DiGiacomo, I did see the end of the Indiana game, and I was like, damn, if Cabello
win or loss,
and Frazier don't play like that, yeah, they can't. The guard players going to have to be pristine now. You know that once you get to March. You got to make threes. You can't be turning the ball up.
Right, you can't have 4 turnovers in the final 2 minutes, especially when you have a chance to take the damn lead in the Big Ten tournament. And then, and the way they lost the game, like Trent Frazier trying to make a no look, like what the hell are you doing, man? Like, just hand it off, dude. Get rid of the ball, bro. Like, damn.
You fancy, huh? Are you fancy?
Yeah, dude. And like you fancy got your ass eliminated from the tournament. So I think Illinois is gonna tone for that, man. The top of this region just don't scare me, man. Like Arizona is pretty good. But this is one of those regions where I think the winner of the Sweet 16 game is gonna win the region. So, and I got Illinois beating Arizona.
I'm gonna go with Arizona beating Nova to get to the 4. I know one thing. Illinois against Houston. I want Illinois to be careful. That could be dangerous. They better be careful with Chattanooga. First of all, Chattanooga 27-7.
The Mocs.
They lost a few games early. They lost to some good ass teams, man. So they're gonna have to be on their best behavior.
Hey, Houston is ripe for an upset because that's the old Conference USA matchup, ain't it? With UAB or like that's 2 teams that's familiar right there. So
yeah, UAB likes to get it up and down. Yeah, that's gonna be a good.
Hey, Michigan, man. Michigan. Even though I don't think they should be in there, wouldn't be surprised if they get past Colorado State and then get washed by like Tennessee in the second round.
I can see that.
Yeah.
The East, where the defending champions lay, Baylor. Baylor's in trouble. You know why?
Because North Carolina's next.
Damn right. Second round. Damn right. North Carolina's going to survive against Marquette. They're going to shock the world like they did in Cameron a couple of weeks ago. And they're going to knock out Baylor in Texas. Bold prediction.
That's a big bold. Yeah, that's really bold.
Big and bold.
Baylor in Texas?
You thought I was going to pick 3 number 1s? Then no. I'm not picking 3 number 1s.
You know what scares me for Baylor? You know what scares me for Baylor? Is that 5-12. Whoever the hell win that might be a real problem. Whoever the hell win that might be
Indiana or Wyoming. First, Indiana got to beat Wyoming. You know, you love Trace Jackson Davis. You got to deal with them Cowboys. So, yeah, I think those are like 2 of the last teams up to also to get in probably also. So that's going to be very interesting. St. Mary's. You think either one of those teams popping St. Mary's?
Whoever wins in that 5-12, whoever wins that 5-12 is going to be a problem. St. Mary's, Indiana, Wyoming, whoever it is, they're going to give UCLA a run. And then if they get past them, good luck, Baylor. Good luck, Baylor, man.
And that's when I think the tar comes off my heel when we play against UCLA. I think that's going to be tough in the Sweet 16. Texas at the bottom of this region, very good defensive team. Saw how good Virginia Tech is playing. Sometimes you get on a roll, man. Sometimes you just get on a roll. I'm gonna take Virginia Tech, I think, to pop Texas here.
I love Texas, but they've been so inconsistent this season. They were a Final Four pick of mine early on in the year with Marcus Carr and all the transfer bigs like Christian Bishop and Mitchell. But those guys have been so inconsistent all season long. I got them getting out this first round, but they're gonna lose to Purdue in the second round. And then up top, I got Baylor. UCLA in the second round.
I think Murray State, San Francisco is probably going to be the best game of the first round. I could see it being overtime. I could see it buzzer beating. I could see, man, Wow. Murray State gonna be in the Valley Lakes. That's something I think about. Damn. But that's gonna be a hell of a game.
I liked how they revealed the bracket yesterday because San Francisco was the last team they announced. It was like,
man, are we getting in or what? And the Dons are getting in. The Dons are in. I think that's a fabulous game right there. Murray State, San Francisco. Whoever wins that game gonna lose to Kentucky. You know why? Because Kentucky and Indianapolis. This is where they like to be at. This is where they keep losing.
But I will say this: if it's Murray State, Kentucky might be in some
all
trouble.
Bets off.
Might be a little trouble. Might be a little trouble. But Kentucky, I got Kentucky too. Kentucky get there.
I got Kentucky actually getting to the Sweet 16 here. Purdue, we didn't say anything about Purdue. Jaden Ivey can flat out play. Got a lot of size in there with the kid Edey. A lot of pieces out there with the shooters and everything. And Stefanovic and all those guys.
I hate this region because two of my favorite teams in the field this year are in the same region, and that's who I got matching up in the Elite Eight: Baylor-Purdue. Baylor-Purdue. I think this is Baylor-Purdue. I think this is this has got to be Painter's best team he's ever had. Like this has got to be the best team Painter's ever had. And honestly, I think Baylor this year is better than they were last year, and they won the national title. And I just really like James Akinjo. I like they got Sohan who comes off the bench, Chama Chachua, Kendall Brown, Flo Thamba, like Meyer. Like it's a stacked Baylor team, man. And I think they coming for blood, man. They coming for blood. I wouldn't be surprised if them and Baylor go to like a 3 overtime classic in the Elite Eight, but I got Baylor.
I'll be surprised because I'm gonna be surprised if Baylor's still around by the end things. Been upset. I will take Purdue over Kentucky at the bottom of that round. I think Purdue has the size to deal with Tshiebwe inside, Travion Williams and Edey. I think they have enough in there, plus just the star quality of Ivy. Purdue in the Elite Eight against UCLA. That's what I would probably be looking at.
Okay, so I got Purdue Baylor for me.
I'm gonna go with Purdue. I think Purdue pops UCLA, gets to the Final Four.
No, that's fair, man. Like Purdue is one of those teams that now you talk about a team I'm shocked that's not on the 2 line. Purdue is a team I'm shocked that's not on the 2 line, but obviously lost the Big Ten title, so I understand. But I think this is Painter's best team. They've been really good all year. They've been equipped to win a national title. It's just they got to match up with like Baylor at some point, and I think that's going to be the issue. Baylor, Kentucky, either one of those two teams be tough for Purdue, but I trust them over Kentucky. Not so much with Baylor.
Yeah, so my Final Four, man, Gonzaga playing Purdue, and had Arizona playing Kansas. That's what I got. That's what I'm having. That's what I got. And then at the end of the day, go ahead.
Yeah, my 4, Illinois, and I'm not saying that just as a homer. I really do think they'll win that region. Illinois, Duke, Baylor, and Kansas are the 4 I got.
Yeah. I got Arizona beating Kansas.
What's the region? I don't know the region. I don't know the region matchups. What is it? East, West?
South will play the Midwest. West will play the East.
So that's that would be Duke versus who is that? Duke versus Baylor?
Baylor. Yeah.
Ooh.
Mm.
Damn. Duke versus Baylor.
Need a little syrup for your waffle, Mr. Ralph.
Who is that? Illinois, Kansas? Duke, Baylor, Illinois, Kansas. I refuse. Yeah. Y'all refuse to pick a Big 12 championship game. G.
Bill Self and them. The Bill Self game.
I refuse, G. Yo, I refuse to pick a Big 12 title game, G. Fuck.
Dude. You don't want Baylor, Kansas? You be looking. You're staring at Baylor, Kansas.
I'm kind of thinking about it, but I'm gonna go Duke, Kansas. I'm gonna do Kansas, man. Go Duke, Kansas, bro.
Gonzaga. I got Gonzaga beating Purdue, and then Arizona and Gonzaga for the chip. Coaches, Tommy Lloyd, and few great.
Send Coach K the right way, man. Send Coach K off the right way, man.
They did already. He lost in camera.
That's probably why Tom Brady coming back. That's probably why Tom Brady coming back.
He lost his last game, make camera. That's he just sent off the right way already.
No, he get Coach K. Coach K gonna win a title in his last. I'm going with Duke. Do it for Coach K, man. Do it for Coach K. Even though the winner of Duke Baylor, that's the national champ, man. That's the national champ. Whoever wins that is who wins it all.
Gonzaga finally wins the championship in a thriller against Arizona. How about that?
Finally get that dress, huh?
Finally. You said how long? Baby, he just proposed. I got Gonzaga, and you got Baylor.
Yeah, no, I got Duke.
And you got Duke. Richard
The
T.
winner
Nelson, I know you're watching somewhere. Send me my 2 squares. I will pray for him sometime this week. It doesn't even matter what squares I get. That's how unpredictable it is. I'm going to come out on top.
Okay.
There it is. That's the gospel. Well. How about the NFL? You like the NFL? How the NFL coming after Martin Madness? Easily. If you were the best quarterback ever, arguably, and you come back and you say, I'm retired, and you got a wife who's a supermodel that probably make more than you. How rare is that in the NFL quarterback household? The wife make more than the quarterback. And she beautiful, and the kids, and you like 44, you're like, I'm retiring.
He like 44.
But then you go to that Man United game, you see Ronaldo, you be like, you know what? I'm watching here, I don't like it. I'd rather be on the grass, I'd rather be telling somebody where to go. So Tom Brady is back.
Did you see that video? Did you see that video of him and Ronaldo on the field? Ronaldo's like, so you're done? He was like,
he said, man, I'm getting the itch. She said, man, I'm getting the itch, man. He started watching. He's watching Aaron Rodgers. He watched Aaron Rodgers stay with the Packers. And he's like, damn, Carson Wentz coming over here too? Carson Wentz going to Washington? Kirk Cousins getting extended in Minnesota? Cowboys trading Amari Cooper to the Browns.
Carson Wentz going to Washington? Oh, man, for the low?
Like, you know what? Like, this might be doable. So Tom Brady is back. Tom Brady is back.
Yes, he is.
And not only is Tom Brady back, another thing happened Friday when it was announced that Deshaun Watson would not face criminal charges with all these massages and whatever was going on stuff. All those 22 massages, my back be hurt. I need 20 massages, and I don't know what's going on at the massages with these unhappy endings or happy endings or whatever been happening. But he will not face criminal charges, and now you have teams like the Panthers putting together packages. Got the same expressing interest. Yes, what's going on?
By the way, what's good, Polo, man? What's good, Polo? I mean, the chat been laggy this morning, but Polo been in here for a minute. He was in here 30 minutes ago.
Polo, what's happening? What's happening?
Shout out to Tia Jones, Lee 2 times, and Cole Slaughter, y'all in the chat. Yeah,
my man Lee, what's happening? Now, what's happening in the A, brother?
Yeah, he hit you with a few shares too. Shout out Lee, man. He hit you with some shares, man. He want to get some of this March Madness this morning.
Yeah, share that.
Yeah, man.
This NFL thing, man, with Deshaun Watson, man. Who you think is gonna be who you think gonna win the sweepstakes?
Who I think gonna win the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes? Well, it comes down to right now. It's coming down to Carolina and New Orleans. And now that Brady's come back, I'm almost certain it's gonna be Carolina or New Orleans. So it's gonna be somebody in the NFC South gonna get Deshaun Watson. So somebody in the NFC South about to pick up Deshaun, man. He ain't going too far.
Maybe the Saints.
Maybe Saints. Keep him in the dome.
Keep him in the dome. I think here's the thing: if the Saints do get him, now just because he ain't facing criminal charges, I mean the NFL ain't gonna say, "Wait, man, personal conduct policy a mug," and they already gonna have the Alvin Kamara thing leaning over their head. And I think he goes to court soon also about that. So if you start off with a possible, let's just say, a 4 to 6 game suspension for Watson, and a possible maybe I think Kamara, you're looking at maybe at least 4. Talk about personal conduct, and you punch the man 8 times. They could be looking at a rocky start in that South.
I wouldn't be surprised if he get a game of punch, honestly.
Game of punch. That would be half a season.
Yeah.
17 games, you lose 8.
Hey, but the NFL,
they're not playing.
But the NFL's discipline policy is coming to the heat right now for the betting thing with Calvin Ridley. Like, how can you get a whole game for betting, but you get like 2 games for beating your wife? So it's like that type of stuff. So that's coming under a lot of scrutiny right now.
Very much so. A lot of scrutiny. But a little bit closer to home, I know y'all got a lot of big news. The return of the Mac is left. The Mac is out the door. The little Mac is going to the Chargers now. You also cut Eddie Goldman. I hope he ends up with a star on his helmet. And
I'm sure you do.
Eddie Goldman with a star on his helmet. I need some defensive tackle help. I need some offensive line help. I would not mind seeing Eddie go.
Hey, send us Trayvon Diggs. We'll re-sign Eddie for a signing trade. How about that?
Nah, Trayvon Diggs is not available. He's not available. Yeah,
because that's what we need right there. That's what we need. Some
secondary. Y'all should have did more to get Cooper then. Should have did more to get Cooper. Man. Now we talked about this last week. You said on the Bears was retooling, right?
Yeah.
You still feel like they're retooling, and now it's just a flat out rebuild?
I feel like what we're seeing a retool. We seeing retooling by rebuilding the pocketbook. That's what I think we're seeing out the Bears right now. Because you think about like the guys they let go. They cut Tariq Cohen yesterday. You traded Khalil Mack's big money off the books. You got Eddie Goldman off the books. So the Bears got like $31.5 million in dead cap for next year. So I think next season they're just trying to clear roster space so they can make moves moving forward. The real problem for the Bears in terms of roster breakdown, they need to get some secondary help because goddamn, dude. I'm sorry to curse, but damn, them dudes was terrible last year, man. You know, Vildor getting treated like backpacks, dudes getting burnt every week. Like, come on, man. And then of course you need receivers. I like Darnell Mooney, but I don't think he's the number one. So receivers and DBs, but it's helpful that Devontae Adams says he told Green Bay, I ain't signing no franchise tag. So if you can make it happen for him or Tyler Lockett, please go make it happen, Ryan Poles. Please. Thank you.
Yes, gonna be some receivers out here, man.
Yeah, man. Gonna make it happen.
You gonna make it happen?
I hope he does, man. And you know what, man? I can't even be mad at the Bears like they O-line. Because I remember like a few years ago, like, you know, they drafted guys. Last year was just the problem. They was all hurt. They was all hurt last year.
You're probably hearing that as I'm transitioning from my phone.
Yeah, you were here twice.
My tablet. Tablet wasn't charged. I had to go to my phone. Now you're seeing two of me. I mean, what would you rather have? 2 Chris Rouses, 2 Joe Gregory's, and 1 Chris Rouse?
I would have 2 Chris Rouses. 2 Chris Rouses personally.
Sure you would. But now I'm here. Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear, man. Loud and clear.
So you feel good about what Ryan Poles has done?
Yeah, I liked what he did because he got a second rounder for Khalil. Like, I'm not mad at that. Like, you ain't gonna get first. You're not gonna get first for him, especially after he's been hurt. And on top of that, the Bears have no leverage. Everybody know the Bears. The Bears are buyers. Everybody know the Bears are buying right now, man. You ain't gonna get a lot out of Khalil Mack for Khalil Mack.
Right.
So, especially after the injury. So I thought that was a good look to get a second round pick. Now you got 2 second rounders about 9 picks apart coming up. So that's a good move. Hey, but you gotta understand the job of a GM at this situation for the Bears. At this point, man, you gotta try to make chicken salad out of chicken poop, dog. You gotta try to make it work. You gotta try to make chicken salad out of chicken poop, dog.
Oh man, it's almost like putting catch shit on crackers and calling it a gourmet dish, right?
It basically, right? You gotta try to figure out.
Charge something, please. Go to charge right there. Take it in my room, thing.
Right, so he in the midst of trying to figure it out. I think he'd be all right.
Yeah, man. I guess he got as much value as he could for him. A couple of picks. We know Allen Robinson is probably out the door today. At about 12 o'clock starts the period where you can start actually talking to free agents before you can sign them on Wednesday.
38 minutes.
Is there anybody else on the wish list for the Bears that you see?
Like I said, man, I just want first off, you want to talk about rebuild that damn defense, and then get some receivers. That's the two right there. Rebuilding the defense and getting some receivers. Like I said, I think the Bears are retooling, but they're retooling by rebuilding the financial situation.
So how do you feel about the offensive line? I thought you were going offensive line.
No, yeah, a little bit. But here's the thing about the O-line. I think they did get O-line help. Those guys were just hurt. Like Jenkins, like we didn't even get to see Tevin Jenkins last year. And Larry Borum kind of got thrown right fresh out the frying pan into the fire last year because of all the injuries. So I think that'll be helpful for him in terms of experience. But I think moving forward, like they could add maybe one or two O-line pieces. But I think moving forward, they got a solid young O-line that they, just need them to be healthy so they can work with them.
Well, I know what I want for the Cowboys. Line help on both sides. I know Amari Cooper's out the door. I know we done signed Gallup to the big money, $62 million for 5 years with the $10 million bonus. He's gonna have to step up. I was a little sketchy about that with him getting the tennis ACL toward the end of the year.
Yeah.
But he's here now. They must see something in him and CeeDee Lamb. I don't think we're gonna be able to keep Cedric Wilson in free agency. So I think, but I still want to get line help. I want Scherf from Washington, Brandon Scherf, or hopefully Terran Armstead at the Saints. That's gonna be my 2 picks. If I can get one of them and probably get one more lineman like an Eddie Goldman or somebody to help bolster this run defense. I know our names have been linked to Bobby Wagner with his relationship with Dan Quinn. We'll see what happens with that over the next couple of days. So if I can get a Wagner and a couple of linemen on both sides of the ball to help, because our offensive line is just going by name and reputation. That's not that good anymore.
And I know you saw the deal for Collins, right?
Yeah, he's looking for a trade.
Yeah, he's looking for a trade. Thoughts on that? Thoughts on Collins trying to say, I'm out of here?
We signed him to a long-term contract, and he really wasn't. He wasn't able to really stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was staying healthy, I don't know if he was really he wasn't really like one of our best linemen to put it on the book. You know, so I mean, got to change up a little bit. I feel I have confidence in our in Stephen Jones and our VP player personnel. They're gonna make the right moves and have us competitive again.
There's another team I want to mention real quick. I know we got the Cowboys up. We were talking Saints earlier.
Yeah.
Dennis Allen, tough spot in your first year on the job. I mean, no quarterback. Alvin Kamara might be suspended, and then on top of that, Deshaun Watson might be the answer, but then he might get suspended. Like, damn,
that's tough. And then you got to think about this. What if you don't get Deshaun Watson?
Yeah.
So what other quarterback would you go for? You got Taysom Hill already in the building.
Taysom.
They paid him that money, but I guess that's tight end money. They don't really want him to start. Still might have a Mariota out here. I don't know if Trubisky would be in their plans. You try to pop a trade for Jimmy G. I mean, what do you do there?
I will say this. Trubisky is gaining a lot of steam. Like, I did see one report on Twitter. I can't remember if it was Rappaport or if it was Klayman. One of them dudes posted it. One of them two. But they were saying that Mitchell Trubisky is gaining traction. I don't know what that means, but he's gaining traction for a solid deal. Like, somebody might give him Matt Flynn money. Is what I'm hearing. Like, you know, not necessarily like record-breaking money, but somebody gonna get him like Matt Flynn for now money. You know what I'm saying? like Matt Flynn try again money.
Hey, I'd take Matt money. I wouldn't even. It ain't gotta be Matt Flynn money. Just give me half.
Give me Matt
money.
Yeah, Trubisky apparently is a sought-after commodity, and I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming.
You talked that at first with the Giants when Dable got the job, and I guess he's trying to figure out, does he want to keep on with Daniel Jones? Mr. Trubisky is still very young in this league, and he has some experience. He's also had some experience watching Josh Allen do it. So it's about time for him maybe get a second crack at it.
New Orleans
will probably be those guys that are kind of same where they've had a little bit of success, a little bit of experience. Now they've been sort of thrown on, been backups the last year or two, whatever. But now they're gaining traction because the jobs are going to be going, man. It's their week. You know, Kirk Cousins staying put in Minnesota. We already seen Carson Wentz move. We've seen Russell Wilson move. Now it's about, do you want to keep that quarterback that you got already, or do you want to move on from him? And now we see the Tampa Bay. We kept talking about who's going to go to Tampa Bay. Who's going to go to Tampa Bay? Ain't nobody going to Tampa Bay. Because Tom Brady fooled everybody. He can't even take retirement. He couldn't be retired. He couldn't even make it to free agency. He barely made it through the combine retired. So
he saw all the happiness everybody had for baseball. He's like, no, I want that too. I'm coming back.
So,
I'm coming back, B.
When I think about Trubisky and Mariota, I'm still thinking maybe Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Mitch and Marcus and Mason, somebody in Pittsburgh.
I can see Mariota going to Pittsburgh, but honestly, I think a lot of y'all are higher on Mariota than I am. I don't see it for him, man. I think a lot of y'all are higher on Mariota than I am because I don't see it for him, man. I don't see him getting signed by, at least not to be no starter, or at least not to be a regular part of the rotation. I don't see it for Marcus Mariota. Trubisky, though, I think Trubisky is interesting because I think a team like a Carolina could gamble on it, like a Carolina, New Orleans. I can see a team in the NFC gambling on him.
Okay.
But it's just for the Giants. If you're the Giants, man, like going from Daniel Jones to Mitchell Trubisky, that's going from right hand to left hand to me. It's not necessarily better. I just switched hands.
Slap him in the face.
And like slap in the face. I'm just saying, it's like if I switch my hands, do that necessarily mean I'm a better quarterback? Like, no, I just switched hands.
So,
I just switched hands.
how excited? I mean, if you're a Giant fan, you say, "Oh, we got Mitchell Trubisky and Daniel Jones." How's the excitement? Hey.
That's how I felt when we had Mitch and Mitch and Nick
Foles and Mitch and Dalton.
Yeah, Mitch and all of them guys. Anyway,
you had all the guys last year, so I guess you was going to LA. Hey.
Exactly. That's how I feel. Like that's what it was like having Mitch and all them dudes. Like, come on, man.
All them dudes.
Mitch and all them dudes that wasn't gonna play. Well, what Foles did, he lit it up. But
yeah, Foles had that Super Bowl winning cachet.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So let's move on to this NBA thing, man. The Bulls looked very good the other night. Alex Caruso came back at 11 points in his return. DeMar DeRozan doing DeMar DeRozan things in the second half. They hauled off Darius Garland and those pesky Cavaliers 101-91. And now, heavy is the head that wears the crown, which means they're going to face Tristan Thompson's old team tonight. The Kings. I'm sure they're going to have a video tribute board up for him and everything.
Oh,
probably not. It's a tough week here for the Bulls, man. Very tough week here for the Bulls. After the Sacramento game, you got the Jazz and you got Phoenix. The East is getting tight. They probably got helped out yesterday by the Spencer Dinwiddie three-point shot. Is Dallas able to hold off Boston, who's all of a sudden right on our heels?
Right on them. Breathing on them.
Know what Philly is doing. So, man, how do you feel about the is 2-1 acceptable this week?
Yeah, as long as that one is Phoenix. As long as Phoenix is the one, as long as that's the only team you lose. Like, don't lose to Utah, because I feel like a loss to Sacramento or Utah would be a lot more telling than a loss to Phoenix would be. Mm-hmm. I mean, did you just see what Phoenix? I know the Lakers aren't the best example this year, but you just saw what they did to that Laker team. That's Hall of Fame talent on that squad, and they ran the bag up on the Lakers, man.
This is Hall of Fame talent. It's Hall of Fame talent, but then they primes have been like, they trying to stretch out these primes.
Except for LeBron still. Hey, LeBron gotta have like the longest prime ever. Like LeBron, he gotta have the longest prime ever.
But it's like you see what he has to do now just for them to be competitive.
Mm-hmm.
He had 30 yesterday. They lost by 29. He had a triple-double against Houston. They lost in overtime. He had to get 50 for them to beat the Wizards. I mean, dang, you got to get 50 to beat the Wizards.
Yeah, 56 against the Warriors. Like
he's got to be like, man, I don't know what he's doing off the court. I don't know what he's eating garlic. I don't know he's putting olive oil. I don't know what he's doing, but I need to do it.
You need to get you some. You need to get you some.
I don't know if he got a hyperbaric chamber he's sleeping in, but whatever he's doing, damn it, I need to do it.
Yeah, man. LeBron, 20 years of excellence, man. And he's better. He's arguably better now than he was like 5 or 6 years ago, dude. Like like on a nightly basis, consistently.
He is going to be in a very, very tough spot once this season ends. Does he stay here and I guess put his trust in a very fragile but very skilled and talented Anthony Davis to try to stay here and revive this LA thing and try to get them a real reliable third wheel? I don't know if that's going to cost them all the young talent like Horton Tucker or Nunn or Reeves or Monk or whoever. Or does he just say, you know what? I came here the first year, I got hurt. Second year, we won in the bubble. Third year, oh man, I'm looking at a playing game.
Mm-hmm.
I need 50 points to beat. I need 50 to beat the Wizards. I need 50 to beat the Wizards.
50 to beat the Wizards.
Without Bradley Beal. Does he want to get out?
No, I think he want to stay. I think he want to stay.
Who wants to go there now?
The thing with the Lakers, it's a poorly built team. We knew that. We knew this was a poorly built team all along. But it's really because, like, when you look at the makeup, it's like, all right, Malik Monk is a solid role player. Like, he's a solid 3-and-D role player. THT has all types of potential, But I'm sorry, man. As long as he's on that team, you're never gonna really see him see it. He's never gonna reach it because he's playing behind LeBron. He's playing behind Anthony Davis. He's playing behind Russell Westbrook. Kendrick Nunn, another good role player. Crowded backcourt. Austin Reeves, he's good. You know why he's getting mid? You know why Austin Reeves is playing so much? He can actually shoot. That's the one guy on the team that can actually put the ball in the basket from beyond the arc. That's as simple as that. It's a poorly made up team. And does Kent Bazemore even play? Like,
when they 30, when they get down about 30, often when they play some of these powerhouses. I think if LeBron James had a party right now, I think Austin Reeves be the only person he invite. He put him in Austin Reeves. He wouldn't even tell nobody. He'll just send them like a private inbox. It wouldn't even have Anthony Davis. They wouldn't have Russell there. He would maybe Melo, because Melo is guy.
That's his guy.
People invite.
And by the way, Melo been hooping too. I'm sorry, Melo. I used to have the Denver Nuggets white Carmelo Anthony jersey when he was a rookie. I thought he should have won Rookie of the Year. I did a whole paper on that. No, I'm not buying that, man. But Melo having a great year
right now.
Hey, Melo having a great year, dude. Give Melo some love. Melo, LeBron, and Austin Reeves. Them like the three best Lakers this year. LeBron, Melo, Austin Reeves. LeBron, Reeves, Melo.
Everybody else need to be on Indeed and LinkedIn looking for jobs. All right. Kevin Durant. He is hot. And as one of my friends on as my good guy, Cold Cuts, Courtney D.A. Hobart told me his hair is very nappy. And like I told him, when you do what you do like he does what he do, he can have his hair however he has.
Who need a brush? Who need a brush when you find in the net like that?
And I did you see what he had on after the game? I love that. That reminded of me when I was like 20 years old with the flannel and the hoodie and the scully. I was like, I felt like I know that naughty by nature look. That everything's gonna be that kind of the ghetto bastard look almost. But yeah, 50. The Nets had 110 last night. Yesterday afternoon, he had 53. I mean, damn near half.
He damn near half. He didn't have it all. He didn't have it.
If you saw him again, and if you saw him talking that shit against Joel Embiid and them the other night when he was motivated in Philly, then he told Evan Fournier, "You too little. You this little.
You a baby, dog."
Man, he looks very, 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 very.
Hey, let me say, real quick, just for the short guys, a lot of the guys that do that, they soft mentally.
Hey, do you like that? That mean they soft?
They soft. Because them be the same dudes. When you start getting physical with them, they the same dudes that start crying. Like when you hoop at the rec, them the same dudes. And when you start being physical and bodying them up, they want to start calling fouls every time because they can't take no contact. And I'm like, yeah, now who's soft? Now who little? Your little weak ass, boy. Hey, maybe you should put some of this on, homie.
I can see you at the Bulls game right now in the front row arguing with Kevin Durant. Hey, call me little.
No, I used to do that at the rec in college, man. Used to be dudes, they be trying to post me up. And when they be backing down into me, I have my elbow out. So they back into the elbow. They tell me, you're elbowing me. No, you backing into my elbow, bro. You can't take that. That's your fault. Stop being a bitch.
Come on now.
Play on the perimeter, bitch.
Come on, physical, Ralph. I'm bringing the wild hunters up out of there.
I'm just saying, because I've had that argument before. Like, if you can't take the physicality down here and play on the perimeter, bitch, I'm not gonna be scared of you because you're taller than me.
Okay.
Like, that's just how I'm saying, Z. That's all I'm saying.
Now, after that,
play on the perimeter.
Kevin Durant told the mayor Eric Adams whatever's going on with this the policy with the vaccination in New York, they need to figure that out. Because guess who was front row at the game yesterday who couldn't play? Kyrie Irving. Wasn't that the weirdest thing that you can come to the game and actually be that close to the floor, but they tell you that you can't work there? Kyrie Irving can only play in 4 of their last 14 games. I don't know how much they're gonna need him though if Kevin Durant stay on this tail.
Nah, don't say that. They'll need him. You saw how hard they had. You saw how hard they had to work to put that game away.
Yeah. It was tough against the Knicks. It was still tough.
And I know this is gonna go against everything I just said about everybody that does that and they try to say, how they soft. Kevin Durant was getting the physicality, man, and he was taking it. Like he was getting physical. They was getting physical with KD, man. He was eating.
He is welcoming that right now.
Like he was welcoming it. Like you don't usually see that out of KD. He was going to work, man.
Kendrick Perkins made a great point after the Philadelphia game last week. He said, we're talking about all the MVPs. We talk about MVPs on this show. Who we think the MVP is for the season? You said Curry. I said Embiid. We talked about DeRozan. We talked about Jokic.
I talked KD.
But Kevin
KD
Durant
earlier.
is the single most best player in the NBA right now. He's the best player. He might not be the MVP, but hey, when he motivated like he been motivated, hey, it's hard because the jump shot, nobody blocking the jump shot, and he's doing everything else with.
I blame Fred VanVleet for that. The fact that he be hitting that fadeaway. Because remember when he was in Golden State? And they was playing Toronto? Fred VanVleet used to give him problems. And that's kind of where he started getting into that dirt bag. He was already working on it, but that's where he really started mastering it. When he was in Golden State and they was playing Toronto. Hey, Kevin Durant, he's on a mission. I'll admit this. He's the best scorer. That, in my opinion, that's the best scorer in the league. That's the best scorer in the league. I can't say player because Giannis and then LeBron is having another best player of the league season as well. But I mean, Kevin Durant, as long as he can keep playing this hot, Brooklyn's got a chance. But it all comes down to Kyrie. Wait,
I mean, did Kyrie come into the game on a nationally televised game? How much pressure is that going to put on the city of New York now for this vaccination? Because it looks kind of crazy when, one, you can have unvaccinated players come in and play, and two, you can have unvaccinated fans come in and not be able to. That's like me if I was at USC and I wasn't vaccinated, but I could come sit right there courtside
at the table.
But they ain't gonna let me be TOC. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I think Chris Palmer said that on Twitter yesterday. He was like, "This whole thing from the outside looking in, this is stupid. It looks stupid because it's like Kyrie can come to the game, but he can't play." Right.
And I noticed that he chose this game to come to. I mean, they've had games that haven't been on television, not TNT, but he came to this one now. I mean, I think he's trying to put extra pressure on the mayor.
What you think about Kevin Durant's comments? Michael Wilbon, he let Kevin Durant have it.
Yeah, he let Kevin Durant have it. Stephen A. Smith also let him have it right before we went on. And I kind of disagree with Wilbon. I didn't see his comments. I think his comments was sort of like what Stephen A. was saying, like Kevin Durant's got to be better than trying to get a politician to try to make this move. You shouldn't call him out in public.
No, what Wilbon was saying was he thought Kevin Durant was smarter than this. He said Kevin Durant is smarter than this to make this comment publicly. He said Kevin Durant is somebody that he realizes that he looks at as being a smart athlete, somebody who understands business, understands society, understands the social issues going on. And what Wilbon was saying, for you to try to plead a case to the mayor to say that, hey, our need as a basketball team is more important than taking care of Brooklyn, which is like one of the biggest epicenters in the state, in the United States. For you to try to say that you want them to revise the rules just so we can hoop, as opposed to taking care of people in Brooklyn, in New York, the biggest state, the most populated state in the country, that's a bad look, especially for a guy as smart as Kevin Durant to publicly speak against the vaccine. That's what Michael Wilbon was saying. And I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'll be saying. I mean, I think it's a bad look to have unvaccinated players being able to come into Brooklyn and play. I mean, damn. Kyrie Irving not vaccinated, but because he played for Brooklyn, he can't play there. I feel like that's weird, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that kind of weird?
Very.
It could have been 11 unvaccinated. Let me just pick a team. 11 unvaccinated Bulls can go play in there, but Kyrie ain't vaccinated. He can't play.
Right.
It could be 11 unvaccinated. Look, 11 unvaccinated Bucks, 11 unvaccinated Heat. Whatever could come in there and play, but you can't play that. And it just seems weird now. It's like it's almost like a double standard, if you want to call it. I mean, we're talking about COVID right here, right?
Yeah.
So why can players that are not vaccinated come in and play and potentially give it to Kevin Durant and potentially give it to Andre Drummond and potentially give it to Seth Curry or anybody else on your team? But one of our teammates who's not vaccinated can't come on here. It makes no sense to me now.
Very, very, very inconsistent, to say the least.
Very inconsistent.
And but you know what? Throughout the pandemic, it's been a lot of inconsistency. If you want to be honest. If you want to be really honest. But it's to a point where it's like, dude, it ain't it's 2 years. I know it's fluid, but it's 2 years deep. It's like we got to get on the same page, bro. We literally 2 years since we locked down. 2 years on March 11th. Come on, dude. You got to get some consistency here.
Man, very inconsistent. I don't understand it. He was at the game. I think he did that on purpose. I think he did that. It's Channel 7. When I get here late in the first quarter, everybody gonna say, hey, that's Kyrie Irving. They're gonna keep showing me. And then he was able to go into the locker room during halftime. He was able to go to the locker room at halftime. I mean, damn, come on, man.
Yeah.
Something gotta give. It's crazy. Baseball. You can take off all the emojis. You can take off the mean emojis. I kept having MLB. I would see the rundown and Major League Baseball the emoji would be like this. There'll be the emoji like that. But now they're back to work because during Students of the Game last week, they got back to work and the free agents are going places. Nelson Cruz, like I told you at the top of the show, with the Universal DH, he's now part of the Nationals. Yankees making trades, swinging trades. He started to get Chris Bassett from the A's earlier this weekend.
Ooh.
I did like what the Sox did. Now,
I did too.
The Sox did these couple of moves and getting Joe Kelly for the bullpen and getting Josh Harrison right now. I guess he's going to be the starter at the second baseman. Very scrappy guy. You know, good batting the lineup. You know, Joe Kelly and his championship, I guess, pedigree when he was with the Dodgers or whatever, even though they didn't get over the hump when he was there. But he was a very good part of their bullpen. How you feel about the Sox and their early moves so far?
I'm with you. I like those moves. At the end of the postseason last year against Houston, I even said, man, they got to do something with that pen, dude. They got to redo that bullpen. And hey, what did they do? First guy they got was Kelly. Harrison, actually, I don't remember who was first, but they got Kelly. He's one of the first ones. And then Harrison, I think that just fills a void, man. You know, you got now you got Moncada, Anderson, Abreu, and you got Harrison in the infield. Like, damn, that's a solid. Like that's solid all around the horn.
Solid defensively and solid offensively.
Exactly. And when Harrison gets on, not as fast as he used to be, but still somewhat of a speed guy, somebody you can try to play a little smaller with. And then on top of that, not just the second baseman, man. Pittsburgh had been experimenting with putting him on the corners, kind of like you would see with Schwarber and Chris Bryant with the Cubs back in the day.
Now the Cubs, we already know they got Stroman before the lockout.
Right. He was like the last one before the lockout.
And we already know they've been like very highly rumored, I guess, in this Carlos Correa sweepstakes or whatever. So I don't know how that's gonna go down. I bet he got a lot of suitors right now, but I expect him to probably be signing up probably sometime this week, right? Because first game is April the 7th.
Yeah, man.
3 weeks.
Hey, NFL and MLB free agency gonna be like that for a few days, man. Because they got you're gonna be like that, or you're gonna be looking like that every time. Because
he got that money. That's gonna be going.
Yeah, it's gonna be happening. Chris Bryant, he doing anything? I keep seeing his name coming up. What's going on with him?
He hasn't done anything yet. It's like all these big names like Correa and Chris Bryant, Trevor Story, we're just Kenley Jansen. Some of these big name players. You're just sort of like waiting to see where they go and where they end up at.
I'd like to see some of them old Cubs guys. I'd like to see him back in Chicago, but I know Rizzo won't happen. He stayed with the Yankees, he stayed with the Yankees, didn't he?
I believe Rizzo is still available.
Yeah, okay. Hey man, I'd like to see him. I'd like to see some of them guys come back. I don't care which side of the city, just come back to Chicago.
Can we make a run at Freddie Freeman? I know the Yankees are.
That dude, Freddie Freeman, like when you say Atlanta Braves, that's who I think of.
Freddie Freeman.
I think Freddie Freeman. Yeah. As soon as you said Freddie Freeman, I thought about that A. I thought about that damn A, man.
Bad part about it, the Yankees are in on him. They trying to get him. If they get him in that lineup, damn. Judge, Freeman, and
how about Josh Donaldson and Garrett Cole? They got to be teammates. I know that was one of the big stories. Everybody was talking about how he caught him a cheater. Now they gonna have to do the Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen thing.
Yeah, you got to get over it. Now you got to
do the Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen things.
Donaldson got up off his chin now. You can only have a mustache, So that's gonna be weird. That's a very weird dynamic in that room.
Let's go White Sox. Hey, the White Sox bullpen is gonna be key because man, they were terrible against Houston in the postseason last year, man. Especially Game 4, man. That was tough, dude. That was a god awful Game 4.
I got a feeling the North Siders are gonna do something splashy here in the next week or so.
Okay.
I don't know what exactly, but I can see them doing something splashy here in the next week.
Okay. I think the White Sox are solid. I would like to see a little more outfield help. But I feel like with Harrison, they kind of answered that problem because you got like he's a bit of a utility, so you can play him at second base. Yeah, you can move him around.
You got Eloy, you still got Robert coming back now. You say he's fully healthy, so they're like, hey, they definitely gonna be one of the favorites in the AL when all this free agency stuff shake out.
Who was the Sox second baseman last year? Damn, I'm like for some reason I've been blanking on that for like the last 10 minutes. It's Anderson, Moncada, Abreu. Who the hell is that?
If they had Garcia playing that sometime.
Yes, Leury. Yeah, we got. Who the hell is that? Leury Garcia. Yes. So yeah, he
was more like the utility guy last year. He just kept moving around.
So. Him and Harrison probably be interchangeable this year as like right field, second base.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've come to.
What's in your bottle?
What's in your bottle? I'm not gonna ask. I don't know. It looked dark. I don't know if you drink. I know you like Hennessy. I don't know if you had. I don't know if you had any early Hennessy up in there.
Oh no! It's too early for that. I got to work later. I got baseball later. So, well, maybe I should have. New baseball.
Supposed to be 60 today.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to have baseball on Friday, but looking at the forecast, I'm waiting on the email.
I feel you.
What's in your cup? I didn't see what happened with the Kent State Snapchat thing. Shout out to Ryan Fahey for talking about it on Twitter yesterday. I didn't get a chance to look it up this morning like I wanted to. So I'm not going to put them in the cup. I want to put them in the cup, but I'm not going to put them in the cup.
I got a couple, man. The hell's up with all these wardrobe malfunctions, man? Like,
yeah, that's what's in my cup.
Yeah, the damn wardrobe.
What's up with the Grizzlies? Who do the home team let the team know? Hey, on March 14th, 13th, when y'all come play here, we wearing white. Y'all can't wear blue. We both come out. They both came out in white.
They came out in white. Both came out in white. Both thought they was the home team.
How the jersey things is now. Everybody don't wear white at home. You wear what the hell you want to wear. If you got a neon, hey, on April the 2nd, you wearing our Neon City jerseys. Temple will come in here with your neon.
But that's just it, though. It's a whole website dedicated to this. It's called NBA. It's lockervision.nba.com, and they have the jersey assignments on that website months in advance. Well, apparently neither of them teams used it that day.
So the Clippers need to look at the website?
Because I'm looking at it now. Like tonight, who playing tonight?
You got the Nuggets and the Sixers.
Right,
both
Nuggets and the Sixers. Black. Yeah, Nuggets and the Sixers is like they have the jerseys laid out for you. Usually say like Icon, Association, Classic, or something like that. So they let you know. So like tonight, Cleveland versus the Clippers is gonna be City versus City. Hawks and Blazers is gonna be white versus black. Association versus City. Philly's wearing red. Denver's wearing black, blue, whatever the hell color that is. Yeah, that's blue. So there's a whole website dedicated to this. How does this happen when you have a whole website dedicated to the jersey scheduling in advance?
So I'll put the Grizzlies in my what's in your cup because they should be the road team. So they need whoever's the manager. They need to be looking. Hey, bro, coach, we need to take the blue jerseys, not the white ones.
But you know what though? Like that's not the only wardrobe malfunction. Like we had the national championship shirts earlier this year. I was doing a D3 game and like, you know how usually the home team always wear white, right? Well, they didn't wear white because the other team wore white. So the home team had to change their color. And that happened in D3 basketball. So it's not just the NBA. It's happening, man. It's happening everywhere.
That's why I wore white.
Yeah.
I didn't know you was wearing black, but I wore white.
Hey,
I don't know if that means you the home team or I guess I'm the home team since my name across with the show. So I just call myself a home team.
Like I started to wear gray. Hey, speaking of that, I started to wear gray, and that made me think about this. Nothing disrespectful to either of these schools, but Chicago State versus Grand Canyon, I think like 3 weeks ago, both teams were gray. Now, the only thing now here's why neither of these teams
are gray.
Now here's why they're not in What's Your Cup, because it was two different shades of gray. Like Chicago State had the light gray. Grand Canyon had the dark gray with purple on it. Yeah, it was like charcoal gray with purple numbers. So, but it's still like, come on, dude. Let's get
you got that piece of charcoal that starts burning, and when you get it, that's the gray they had on. And then I guess Chicago State just had on the lighter gray or whatever.
They had the cool gray. Chicago State had the cool gray.
Shout out to the old school rap group, Lighter Shade of Brown. We've been talking about lighter. Who would have thunk it?
And my last what's in your cup? That fan that heckled Naomi Osaka at Indian Wells.
Terrible.
Yeah, I mean, here's what I say. Here's what I say about this. I personally, how can I say this? How can I say this the right way? I personally,
Indian Wells doesn't have a good history.
Yeah, they don't have a good history. And I get it. Some people say you need to toughen up and, you know, it's just words and all that. But like you said, like Joe just said, Indian Wells does not have a good history. And Naomi Osaka, she even said that. Like, it was a video of, like, Venus and Serena. Yeah, that stood out to her. And that's why I hurt her so bad.
They was heckling Venus and her father, Richard, when they were sitting down, I believe, watching Serena play the game in Indian Wells about 16 years ago now.
Yeah.
And it got pretty bad.
Yeah, and exactly. And then on top of that, Naomi Osaka is an athlete who speaks out, you know, in terms of the, you know, on the mental health issues that are going on now. She's a player that's made it known. Like, she even took a break from this.
Yeah.
Because of that. So,
another fan said something to the effect, I believe, after the first set, like, Osaka, you suck. But I don't know what else she said besides that. Naomi, you suck, or something.
Yeah, she said it was like, Naomi, you suck. I heard it.
And
like,
she went to the umpire to see if the fan could be removed, and could she do something else? But whatever, I forget what else she asked. She wanted the fan to be removed, and she wanted something else.
She wanted to say something.
The judge or whatever, they denied both of her requests. So I guess the fan got to stay, and that's what sort of happened. She ended up losing the match. I don't know if that was a big part of her losing the match. 6-love and 6-4 to the lady.
But you know that affected her. You know that weighed on her. And here's what happened. So the fan said, Naomi, you suck. And then she went over to the judge. It was like, hey, can I say something? I just want to say something. And the judge had to check with like her superiors, because and honestly, I'm not mad at the judge, because like if you get a mic to Naomi and Naomi say F you funky bitch, then, you know, then it's like, you know, then it's the judge's fault. So so it's like, so I get it. But my point, where I'm going with this is, you know, we're in this era of mental health, and it's just funny, like, you know, we constantly keep hearing we're in this era of mental health, and we consistently see, once again, the inconsistencies of that, how we claim we about mental health, but people don't really care. You know, they come in Naomi Osaka for the fan to still be in the building. I don't know if they didn't throw her out or not, but for that to happen and Naomi to have to go through that much just to make that point, that's a real issue. That's a real problem. It's almost like prioritizing. I mean, let's be real. We live in a capitalist world. So it's like everybody going to prioritize the money. But it's also like, come on, dude. At what point is it like, all right, dude, your money don't allow you to be an asshole?
This ticket, I get to just verbally abuse whoever I go see.
Exactly.
And that shouldn't be like that.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, in regards to heckling, like, I mean, people who send me stuff during my games, and, you know, they send me stuff before. I've had people call me worse, honestly, to my face. So it's like, you know, it's like, all right, dude, I get it. But at the same time, it's like, all right, bro, you know, I know it's just words, but they still affect you. It still bothers you, especially when you're a public figure and you constantly get that treatment. You know what I'm saying? It's going to weigh on you. Like, if every day I come up to you and say something negative to you, after a while, you're going to get tired of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Especially in the game like tennis, where it's not a team sport. It's
literally me. Literally me.
Just you. Nobody heckled the person she was playing. They heckling you.
Right. Right. It ain't like somebody saying, yeah, the Bulls suck. Like, that could mean like 3 or 4 people.
Team suck.
Right.
Osaka, you suck.
Right. You know,
you're like, why I suck? Because I not serve the ball out or whatever. It's crazy.
Exactly, man. So just more people mess with, you know, more of fans feeling like they dollar allows them to mess with other people's mental health is what I got at that. That's what's in my cup. What the hell, dude?
Who's all in the chat?
There's a lot of people in here, man. We saw Polo. We got Harmon Reese is in here. He said we ain't lying.
What's happening? What's up?
Yeah, man.
Going down.
Yeah, he checking in. We had Claude Smiley, Lee 2 times, Latia Jones was in here.
Man,
yeah, we had a full chat today, man. All coming in here for this Joe with Joe March Madness edition.
We got Lee from down south. I tell you, we in Georgia.
Yeah, man, we all over.
Atlanta, Georgia. It's almost 12 o'clock there, and they watching Joe with Joe. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
My good cousin / sister Tia, whatever. Everybody in the chat.
Yeah, everybody slid through on this Monday. I'm about to go slide and enjoy that March Madness. I'm about to enjoy that March Madness tomorrow, man. First four.
Man, Texas A&M, Texas Southern against Texas A&M Corpus Christi.
Go Texas Southern, man.
Don't just Texas A&M and CC them people. Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Texas A&M number one seed, one of the number one seeds in the NIT. Actually.
Oh yeah.
Get confused.
Oh, they put Texas A&M in the NIT. Right.
Yeah, you know they would.
Yeah, good.
Thank you for everybody who took time out to join us this morning on the 25th episode of Joe with Joe. But now it's time for us to go.
Yeah.
So, Chris Rouse, I'm Joseph Gregory. We don't know what's going on Thursday yet.
Yeah, no show Thursday, man. I had
no show Thursday.
No show Thursday, but
when
we back Monday.
That means he got to work hard.
No, I don't. I had some plans. I had some outside plans.
Yeah, you did tell me that. So we're gonna see you next Monday. Let's try for Monday.
Yeah, we be back Monday. I'm here Monday.
Let's try Monday when the Sweet 16 here. And I'm looking really good. And everything that I write down in this bracket, everything I'm gonna write down in this bracket gonna be the gospel. Well, I'm gonna throw the holy water on that bracket. Watch me. Providence on upset alert. Who else?
Okay.
I got upset alert. I'm gonna be going off. Watch.
Duke, Coach K's final year, they taking it home, man.
Yeah.
Duke, Kansas national title with Duke winning it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of pressure on them kids.
Yeah.
They're gonna be thinking about Grant Hill and Jason. It's a lot of pressure on them kids.
Yeah.
Dr. Chris Rouse, I'm not a doctor today. Let me take the doctor off. For Chris Rouse, I'm Joseph Gregory.
Free agency starts now.
Thank you for everybody for joining us this morning on Joe with Joe. Stay blessed. Peace. We out. See you later.
NFL free agency starting now.
Yes, sir.